Yeah, rumors returning about Aurelien Tchouameni, and it's coming from Spain this time. Why so many mentions from Spain about Aurelien Tchouameni? Because, as I always said since mid-June here on the channel, for Real Madrid, the only way to eventually consider signing a new midfielder, despite all the stories on Enzo Fernandez then denied by the club, and also more midfielders, the only way is to sell some player. And it's not enough to sell Nico Paz to Como, it's not enough to sell Dani Ceballos. Ceballos is leaving on a free transfer. So it's not enough to make space only with these two players. Real Madrid would need more in order to add one more midfielder to the squad of Jose Mourinho. And that's why we have so many questions again and so many reports again on Aurelien Tchouameni. What I always said, and I maintain also today, is that internally at Manchester United, Tchouameni has always been seen as the perfect signing for midfield. Top player, elite mentality, world class, so they consider Tchouameni as the perfect replacement for Casemiro. Then, the point here is on two topics. The first one is the salary. Tchouameni is on a very big salary at Real Madrid, and at the moment the understanding is that Manchester United made already clear to those close to Tchouameni in the contacts they had over the recent months that the only way for Tchouameni to go eventually to Man United is on a different salary. And so that's the first issue. The second issue is Real Madrid. At the moment, Man United are yet to receive any green light from Real Madrid to go and negotiate for Tchouameni. At the moment, they're not receiving any sort of message from Real Madrid like, okay, let's sit at the table and try to reach an agreement. So the question is, could be the dream signing for Man United, for sure. He's a player they like, they love, but at the same time, the Tchouameni situation could be complicated because of the salary and what Real Madrid decide. So the first step has to be Real Madrid to say to Man United, okay, we can sell the player. So we have to be patient, but for sure the appreciation is confirmed, and what I've always been mentioning here on the channel.
Talking about Manchester United, how concrete will be a possible signing of Andrey Santos?
Andrey Santos is a possibility for Man United as well. Obviously, completely different profile of player. Don't forget that Man United are busy with midfielders, so we have to wait for the verdict on Ederson medical. Then Man United will have to decide on midfield in general after the injury of Manuel Ugarte. For Andrey Santos, they had a contact with the agent of the player, and it's not the first contact, because it's something that started a long time ago. In February and in March, Man United had two meetings with Giuliano Bertolucci, the Brazilian agent who represents Andrey Santos. So there is a good feedback between Man United and Andrey Santos. He's a possibility. He's a name that also Christopher Vivel, who was at Chelsea and then joined Manchester United management, knows very well. So for sure he's one of the names on the list. At the moment, Chelsea are yet to receive any bid from Manchester United, but he's one of the names on the list at Man United, and I can confirm what I was saying yesterday. Chelsea are prepared to let Andrey Santos leave in case of good proposal. They're not desperate to sell Andrey Santos, so if the player ends up staying, Chelsea are happy because he's a talent, he can develop. But in case of big proposal, I mean, it's not 20 or 30 million pounds, has to be way more than this. Eventually, Chelsea could consider his exit. So Andrey Santos could be for sure one to watch in the next weeks.
And what about Carlos Baleba? Can he still be an option for the club?
Carlos Baleba will love that, in the sense that Baleba already 1 year ago agreed personal terms with Man United. He was ready to go to Man United 1 year ago without European football. So imagine how much he would like to go to United. But at the moment, Baleba and his agents are yet to receive any fresh message from Manchester United. So while for Tchouameni is a name always discussed internally, while Andrey Santos is a player that they discussed with his agents and is a target in the sense of being in the list, for Baleba at the moment, Man United are aware of the player desire. He would be super keen on joining Manchester United, but at the moment United have not returned with an approach or a proposal to Brighton. So at the moment the Baleba topic, I think it's a little bit cold. Then if the big topics, the big names and negotiations collapse, let's see eventually what happens. But at the moment it's just player big desire, but at the moment that's it.
Manchester United could be preparing one of the biggest surprises of the transfer window. According to Fabrizio Romano, the Red Devils admire Real Madrid star Aurelien Tchouameni and see him as a perfect addition to their midfield. The Frenchman has long been on United's radar, and his name is once again creating excitement among supporters. Why are United so interested? Simple. Tchouameni offers exactly what the team has been missing. He is a powerful defensive midfielder who can win the ball back, control the tempo, and shield the back line. In many ways, he is the kind of player who could completely transform United's midfield. But here's where the story gets complicated. Real Madrid still value the French international highly and have shown no real intention of putting him on the market. Even if they were open to selling, the transfer fee and wages involved would make this one of the most expensive deals of the summer. For United, signing Tchouameni would send a huge message to the rest of Europe. It would show that the club is serious about rebuilding and bringing in elite talent rather than short-term solutions. This is the profile of player capable of leading a team back to the top. The challenge, however, is that United are not the only club monitoring the situation. Madrid know the quality they have, and they won't let one of their top midfielders leave easily. Unless circumstances change dramatically, this remains a difficult operation. Still, football transfers can move quickly. One unexpected decision from Real Madrid or one aggressive bid from Manchester United could suddenly change the entire picture. That's why fans shouldn't completely rule out this move just yet. For now, Tchouaméni to Manchester United remains a dream rather than a done deal. But if the Red Devils somehow pull it off, it could become one of the statement signings of the year and perhaps the missing piece in their midfield puzzle.